Hi, and welcome to Coffee with Connie and Granny Dee, who's in the dark here. She has no electricity, and really, I didn't even think she was going to be able to make the live today.
I'm on thanks to the cellular data on my phone, which is propped up against my laptop.
So
I tried to do the hotspot thing, but it didn't work. It never
So
does.
she may end up having connectivity issues where she may disappear during the live. Um,
Hopefully, the lights will come back on. The power company first texted and said that they were coming back on around 6:30. Then they said might be 8. So who knows?
and Granny D's on Eastern time zone. I'm on Central.
Yeah.
So we're an hour apart. And on top of that, I want to mention
Got
that
my neck light and a camp light.
I think there's some
Little
type
lights.
of lagging, probably due to the weather, because we've been noticing we've been talking a lot over each other. We're not doing it intentionally.
Right.
So just bear with us on that. There's probably going to be some technical issues due to the weather.
Due to the
So
aliens. That's what it is.
yeah, let's blame it on the aliens. Blame it on the aliens.
And
I
Connie's
can't get the
making me an alien hat. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I can't get that beat quite right or the tune quite right. But anyway, I want to welcome everybody that will be watching on replay. Welcome, welcome. And those that do watch on the replay, please leave a comment in the comments section that pop up after the live's over with. And leave a comment. Let us know you were here watching. If we like talk about something you want to chime in on, or we ask a question, feel free to answer. And that also goes for those that are here that will be with us during the live.
And don't
But
forget your
y'all do it in the chat.
bunnies.
And we also have another person, or well, he thinks he's a person.
Penny says Heidi is her person.
Aww. But Bud's here. Bud wants to be a store now. He's been like getting in on my videos and my lives pretty much
Photo
almost
bombing.
every one.
Video bombing.
But I
Well,
don't like
he's
saying that
cute.
word because I notice like YouTube, like with how they do their like, you know, when they monitor like videos and stuff, like sometimes using certain words will like, and then they'll like do stuff. But I find normally when it's something that like it's taken out of context, if you ask for a person to review it, they overturn it. Because I've had that happen a few times.
So, like the photo bombing, and because of the word bomb.
hmm So I
Yeah.
try to be careful with stuff like that.
Sorry about that.
But let's start welcoming everyone in that is here with us now. I don't know if Kel's still here, but she left her DNA in case she can't make it.
Mara shouted you out. I
Ooh,
was
thank
over
you.
there. She
And I have
mentioned
been noticing more people shouting me out lately. So if I haven't already, thank those of y'all that have done that. Thank you oh so very much. I mean, I don't always notice when I get shouted out or
well, she was just having her live, and she was mentioning that Tuesday evenings kind of a lot of traffic on, for lives and stuff. So I think there's several folks on at this time, and I don't remember who else she said, but she mentioned you.
he's being an ornery old man. Y'all hear him growling?
I just heard purr box a while ago.
He was earlier. Oh, buddy, no. Come on, boy. But like he's so funny, like when he's on you, like he can start getting ornery if you move too much or you touch him like the like
Kitty cats are funny like that.
he is very peculiar with that. But overall he's happy go lucky. Oh, how y'all like my lighting? Let me know in the comments. I think
Connie's
it is
Miss
a big
Hollywood. She
improvement.
got new lights. I
Um,
think it looks great.
because normally when
I'm over here in the dark and you're all lit up.
normally in the evening it looks very dark when I'm live, and I'm actually like feel like I'm all lit up, and I'm like, wow. I mean, this new lighting system is awesome. I'm probably
You
gonna
get it
play
from Amazon or where?
Walmart.com,
Oh,
and it was actually gifted by a dear friend of mine.
how nice.
Um, and it was just like such a blessing, and I mean, it touched me so much when she did this for me because I
That is
was I
very
was
sweet.
fixing to do things to try to make improvements with it, but this went so much more than I envisioned what she did. And I mean, like the chain of events, and actually at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I did a video that I've actually filmed it yesterday, so it's a little behind on because it came in today, and I'm using it today. There are after that video, I think there's one more video that I've already filmed that the lighting will probably be bad on that I'm going to be putting out. I don't know when I'm going to get that video out. I got to kind of squeeze it in with like what I call my regular scheduled videos.
I don't
So,
see how folks keep up with, when you record a bunch of videos ahead of time. I'd have that stuff so screwed up.
sometimes it can go a little wonky, and especially like how this phone I'm using currently transfers files. But when I get my YouTube check at the end of the month, I'm getting a better phone, so the quality of my phone's gonna improve. Either
I love my iPhone. What is it, a 14, I guess? I've had it about a year or so.
because
Not
the
long
phone
after they came out.
it's probably going to be about the quality of the phone I was filming from, but that phone kicked the bucket. So I'm forced to use what I call a junkie phone. I mean, it's not good quality. And
Hmm.
I see it, and I'm like, "Ah!" Me and the phone fight all the time.
Hmm.
but but like it's gonna get better. And also let me know too if y'all hear me okay. I want to make sure.
I
Granny D
do.
Granny D says I'm fine. And for what I could tell, like you can tell like how much your mic goes up when you talk. I mean, it was hitting the top, so I should be fine. But I had to figure out how to plug in my mic because all my USB ports were taken on the computer with the lighting. So I had to use plug it into an electrical outlet.
Then
All
you
right,
have to get one of those base things or cube or whatever you call it.
probably. I have one that's two pronged too, but they don't put enough of them in the computer systems now, especially with all the gadgets out there.
I
So
know.
let's get back to the chat so nobody feels like I'm neglecting them. I'm
Mm.
not, y'all. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I run behind. Just it's a normal for me. All right, we have Samantha, and I did give you your wrench, fix your wrench situation, and I see you acknowledged it because I kept thinking I need to do it, and it's
Samantha
like,
loves to be a mod, but I think she has ADD or ADHD because I notice she comes and goes. She's in and out of chats a whole lot.
but Samantha, she's a very sweet girl, and we love
She
you,
is.
Samantha.
She is. She means well.
But but I just wanted to make sure that you did know that. Um, and I was worried I wouldn't have had put it back by tonight because I'm behind on stuff.
Who's
And
not?
it's like I'm trying to do stuff with video, filming videos, editing, and getting videos out that like I haven't gotten to. Like I think I have emails in my inbox from last from Saturday, and so I'm kind of like I'm a few days behind on my emails, but I will respond back to all of my emails. Sometimes it just takes me a little longer. All right, Angela, she's still working on her broomstick wrap. I still gotta see that wrap. I mean, do y'all
I
think
think
that?
it's broomstick lace.
Mhm.
Maybe, right?
I think that is like one of the most gorgeous stitches in
I've
crochet.
not ever tried it, but it is pretty.
I haven't actually done it, but I've watched tutorials and I'm confident I can do it.
I'm sure you can.
And usually I can figure most things out. I'm determined. Just like when Buddy wants attention, he's determined. He's gonna get that attention. All right,
Yeah.
Samantha's working on her cottage core mosaic blanket and granny squares blanket and butterfly mosaic blanket. And she's
Yeah.
doing great tonight. Awesome, Samantha. We have Dorla here, and she hopes my internet behaves tonight. Yeah, I think a lot of people are having issues with internet, power. A lot of people, the weather is affecting them. I know. Yesterday we had a lot of rain, and the wind's starting to pick up more. And they
That
say
was day for us.
they
That's
say
crazy storm.
Thursday and Friday it's supposed to rain about that level yet again. And next week we're going to plummet into freezing temperatures. And I mean, I already feel the temperature dropping here.
Yeah, it's
So,
supposed to be here like in the teens a couple of the nights.
and then I do worry that we may get like kind of like an ice storm because that morning dew and stuff and the rain with the temperatures will freeze. So I have a feeling our porch will end up frozen again.
Lordy. Leave your cabinet doors open. And
Yeah, cabinet
my in
doors
my mobile
open.
home, my central heat uh ducts are close to the cabinet, so that's a good thing.
Leave your faucets dripping. Even though there, I remember one
I don't
year.
even have to do that because of my vents are so close to the cabinet door. I don't even open the cabinet door. I mean to, but I forget about it. But they're so close in the bathroom and in the kitchen that
Yay!
oh, we
Good job,
have lights.
Rachel. But yeah,
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
but there was one year that like
Thanks
they
for
said on the
prayers, y'all.
news not to
I
leave
put,
the faucets dripping.
huh?
Like one year on the news, they were saying not to leave your faucets dripping during the freezing weather. Like it didn't work. But you know what? I find like we have to do that because of like probably
If you
about five
don't,
years
you
ago,
could tell a difference.
our pipes
Thank you,
froze and
Lord, for
burst.
lights. Woohoo!
And
Lights and heat.
wrap and protect your pipes.
Hey,
All
let me see if I got. I wonder if I have internet. I wonder if our internet. We should
right,
have had internet
we have
anywhere.
Nancy here, Cindy with Lulu's Treasure Trove. It's Amora Ray, Paula.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Oh, there's also a unicorn raid going on. Awesome. I like the raid.
Neat.
Hi, Laura.
Hey, I'm gonna scoot out and restart the modem and router and stuff and see if I can get
All right, I'm gonna try to play catch up in the chat. I know, like I'm really behind already. we have
Okie dokie.
we have Deborah
I'll
here,
just leave the camera on.
Lisa, Anita. How you feeling, Anita? Anita, I've been worried about you, girl. Because normally I'm used to hearing from Anita every single day, but like since she hasn't been feeling good, I haven't been hearing from her as
But
much, and I
she's
worry
here,
about her.
so yay.
Let's see. I agree, Dorla. Dorla's saying that Granny D looks like she's ready to tell scary stories. Um, is Bridget here? I see Sydney referring to Bridget. So I hope I didn't overlook Bridget in the chat. If you hear Bridget, howdy. All right, let's see. Yarn Inspired's here. And I'm sorry, Yarn Inspired. I don't know what your first name is. If you could let me know in the chat if you're comfortable giving that info out. Oh, Paula's saying it stopped snowing, now it's raining.
Thank you, dear Lord, for
I
power.
think I think pretty much anyone's everyone is either getting rain or snow or it's coming. We have Denise Lee.
I hope
We have Vicky, Oodles and Caboodles. I love that Oodles and Caboodles. It's like it's really catchy. Elizabeth, Angela is saying the lighting looks great. Awesome. Oh, Krystal's here. Howdy, and thank you so much for the super chat. So, y'all know what time it is. And I guess I need to start calling it alien time because it really is more alien than the biscuit now. It used to be the biscuit, like in front of the camera talking. So, let me pull up that video for you. And if anyone else gave a super chat that I haven't seen, I'm playing this video for y'all too. And when I get to your super chat, I will, in the chat, when I see it, I will thank you then. Let's see. Oops, I played the wrong video. Hold up.
Thank you for sending Connie the super chat. Yay! Connie got a super chat. Thank you.
And again, thank you so much, Krystal. And for those that don't know, on that little video, that's actually me and Frank's voices, but I sped it up to kind of sound like the chipmunks. Oh, and we have Christy, Charity here. Oh, I'm so happy to see all of y'all. Because I don't know, like whenever I haven't been around my channel as much, I really start missing you guys. And this, like last year and stuff, I wasn't around as much. And at Christmas time, I was sick. I don't know what bug I had, but all them bugs going around are icky. And I find people are like staying sick longer. All right, we have Linda. Thank you, Yarn Inspired. I'm not. I see Lisa with Lisa's Knit and Vlogs said bye. So I'm presuming she's got to go. So if you left or you're leaving, Lisa, have an awesome evening. Demetria's here. Howdy, like Granny Dee always says. Howdy. she's been giving me lessons on saying howdy. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you so much for the compliment. And Krystal saying hello to everybody. Okay, yeah, Lisa's saying bye, y'all. I have some videos to do and it's lunchtime. Oh, your time zone must be on the opposite end. Because it's supper time here where I'm at. But have a good day, Lisa. Yeah, Granny lost her power, but it's back now. Elizabeth says, big snowstorm here in Illinois. My daughter just tried to leave just to take some garbage bags to the dumpster. Now her car is stuck in the street. Some neighbors are trying to help her, but I don't know. Oh no. Well, I hope, she's okay and they're able to get her unstuck. I love that, Linda. Don't fall asleep, Granny D, sitting in the semi-dark. Yeah, that would be funny if all of a sudden she fell asleep and you just would have heard. All right, everyone's saying howdy, howdy to each other. Christy loved it whenever Buddy jumped on my shoulders earlier. And I think I may have sent this little blooper to you, Christy. I know I sent it to some of my friends that I talk to on a regular basis. And it was one of the bloopers when I was trying to film a few days ago. And like Buddy kept wanting to be on my filming table, distracting me and disturbing me. And he shakes that table, which shakes my camera. So sometimes I try to put him on the shelf behind me, to keep him off the table. But Buddy's determined to be on that table. And he just like jumps on the table. And I'm just like, nope, gotta redo. But a lot of times I do leave some of his jumping on the table in my videos. He does this pretty much every time I film a video. And then I got to get him to kind of settle down so he stops distracting me and then start back up filming. All right, Deborah says, working on a new to me older bod beanie pattern. Full with homemade spaghetti, salad, and fresh bread. Yummy. I know where I'm going to eat my supper tonight, Deborah. Yeah, Bag O' Day has some amazing patterns. And like a lot of times, like, we can't focus on like her newer ones. But if you go back and look at her older patterns, it's like, she's got so many amazing patterns. She's so talented and a huge inspiration to the Yarny community. And she's one that really makes a difference in our community. I mean, think about how much probably each one of you have learned from her. I know I've learned a lot from her in my 3 years of crocheting. Everyone's celebrating about Granny Dee's power. Tiffany's here. Howdy, and Bonnie. Tiffany hopes everyone's having a great day, and Wicked Granny's here. And I always love too when I see some faces at a live that I hadn't seen in a while. Because I always wonder about people and y'all do cross my mind. I'm like, I haven't seen this person in a while. And then when y'all come back, I'm like, yay. Okay, Yarn Inspired's name is Gabrielle. I'm going to try to remember that. It may take me a little while to get it down. So you may have to remind me sometimes your name. Oh, Nancy's got to go, but she's going to catch the rest of the live on replay. Have a fabulous evening. Y'all know what I'm going to do? Y'all can probably guess. After my live's finished, I'm going to work on Granny Dee's alien beanie and get my Lifetime movie on. I've been watching, I have about 15-20 minutes left to watch of this documentary series that Lifetime did. And I think a lot of y'all have probably heard of Gypsy Rose. It's really a really like kind of sad, twisted story. What happened in the house she grew up in.
It's crazy. It's going off and on and off and on.
It looks spooky there with the lights, the candlelight, like what was said earlier, about to tell ghost tales. But yeah, like Gypsy Rose, she just recently got paroled from prison. And I mean, like the and the it was a how you say it how you say that word, Frank? Uh, it starts with like we're basically yeah munch I can't quite get it out right. Munchausen syndrome by proxy, where the mother like had everyone convinced that all these things were medically wrong with her daughter. And I mean, what I don't understand that, but I mean, I do think it has to do with some form of mental illness why people do that. And I do know some of the stuff that was mentioned in the documentary. I think some of it stemmed by events that happened in the mother's childhood. But I mean, I learned things that I mean, I've watched a lot of stuff to do with Gypsy Rose. I watched the Hulu's. I think it was a three-part series. I watched the movie. I've watched YouTube true crime videos on it. I mean, and it's really fascinating. But anywho, back to the chat. Vicky says that's such a cute little alien. Aw, thanks. Samantha's back. Yeah, bring on the alien emojis. And that is one thing, like those of y'all that are Stitchin alien members, they get like some extra emojis, and I have some alien emojis that they get. Bring on the aliens, everybody.
Be back in a little while. Bio break now. Had to find my way back through the dark. I was all the way at the other end of the house and pitch black.
It's all good, Granny Dee. We all love you. We know your electricity's being wonkadoodle. Oops. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Okay, I thought I hit the wrong button just now on my computer. I don't know. I have a habit of hitting wrong buttons. And I thought I was going to like cause like backfeed just now. Hold up. Give me 1 second. I just noticed something I need to do. It's just going to take me like not even a minute. Okay. Okay. All's good. All's good under the hood. So y'all know how like I've been doing my new mantra with the be the best sparkly you that you can be, and I think where I kind of got it from you remember that old army jingle, be all that you can be in the army. I don't know, somehow stuff like with me usually comes from some form of a song or jingle, like a commercial jingle. I think it was yesterday. Frank was like, you should combine the red heart no big red chewing gum jingle with the Bengay jingle. And it was like Bengay flavored chewing gum. Guaranteed to keep the munchies away. Oh, Elizabeth bought that same cottage core pattern that Samantha's working on, but hasn't started it yet. Let's see. Okay, Elizabeth is updating the snow. The snowplow came by and helped her, and she's thankful. Awesome. So glad. Okay, I did send it to you, Christy, and it made you laugh. Awesome. That was the whole point of sending that video to some of my friends. And I've thought about like uploading it as a short because it's funny. It's cute. All right. And I do want to remind those of y'all that have channels, if you type the word drop in the chat, Mr. Nightbot will drop your channel link. link, but be mindful, like if someone else like just posted it, because Mr. Nightbot don't keep up too well. You got to kind of give a little time in between. Or if you and someone else types it at the same time, it'll probably drop one of your links and not the other. Just wait a little bit and then redo it. And I also ask during one of my lives, please don't drop your channel link more than twice. And eventually I will program once I figure out how to set a limit on that, where Nightbot will limit it on its own. All right, we have Mary here. Howdy. All right, I'm on my way, Deborah. It's the weather, Samantha. She's experiencing bad weather in her area, and a lot of other people are too. Um, yeah, a lot of like snowstorms, rainstorms are affecting a lot of areas right now. Ah, Lisa Lou Who's here. Howdy. And speaking of Lisa, we have something in the works. We're still trying to work out some of the like definitely what time and day we're gonna do this. But we're working on a collab live. When another weight loss one, like motivational, that type of thing. So if that's something you struggle with, pay attention because we will be announcing more information on that. And come join us when we start. Like what it's looking like, but we're not definite. We've talked about the like either the last or the fourth Wednesday of the month at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. But it's not set in stone yet. Christy says, God has inspired so many of us to start our own crochet channels. Mine was, trucking related before. Now, she isn't the reason why I started my channel. And I have kind of mentioned how I came about starting. But at some point this year, I do want to make a video kind of talking about what inspired me more to start my channel. And really, it has helped me in more ways than y'all even know. And that's a video I already filmed that will probably be coming out sometime this week. I just don't know when I can fit it in. Oh, and also how I've mentioned doing like the crochet stitch tutorials, the beginner knitting series, anything like more tutorial related. I'm waiting to order a new phone that would be better quality for tutorials before starting to film tutorials, which will be towards the end of January or at the latest, the very beginning of February. So I am pushing it a little back, but that's the reason why. Because I don't want like tutorials where it's hard to see and the lighting's horrible. So the next time I film new videos, I will be using my new lighting, and I'm kind of curious how much improvement that's going to give them. But that phone I'm filming definitely needs replaced. But it's coming. It's coming very soon. Just be patient with me. Drop it like it's hot. Yeah. Oh, and Diamond Ring Girls here. Hold up. I know your name. I know your name. I'm still struggling with remembering your name. Is it Joanne? Joanne sounding familiar to me. But let me know again in the chat. I'm sorry. But she said she can't stay. Wanted to give a thumbie. Hugs to all. I love you all. Oh, awesome. And I hope you have an amazing evening. And Laura signing off too, saying that you too. Chrissy says, what's going on at Granny's? A disco party? Come on, y'all. Y'all want to have a dance party? Uh, uh, uh. And then one thing lately, I've been dancing around the house more. And when I do that, it always puts a smile on Frank's face. He's all like, I'm getting my Connie back. Because, like, my energy is finally a lot better. I still have improvement to go. But I would say by the end of this year, I should be pretty much back to my complete normal self, which means I'll be hyper, very, very hyper. So beware. But I'm sure y'all have noticed that I'm more hyper now and a lot more talkative, which that's something else y'all have helped me so much with that y'all don't know, which I'm gonna talk about in a video coming very soon. Y'all have really brought me out of my shell. All right, so howdy, Roseanne. Oh, thank you, Samantha. And also, a lot of y'all have probably noticed some new things that I've incorporated. I hope y'all are liking the new changes that I'm doing. From the feedback I've gotten, everyone's been positive. I haven't gotten any negative feedback. But I think it's all things that will really improve just another stitch and make just another stitch sparkle. That's my word of this year, sparkle. Um, Lisa saying I'm watching the act on Hulu about Gypsy Rose. Yes, that's a series that I first watched. That's how I found out about it. And actually, some of that stuff happened in Louisiana. So I think that kind of intrigues me more with it too. Because like the mom's family and like when Gypsy was young lived in Louisiana in Lafourche Parish. And from what I understand, it was Golden Meadow, which is very close to my hometown. Not even an hour away. And like Lafourche Parish was kind of like the neighboring parish. And we could, instead of counties, we have parishes. We got to be different down here. We think we special with all our food and stuff, our Cajun food. But the thing is that like yeah, like Homa, the town that I grew up is in, mostly is Terrebonne Parish, but there's a port of Homa that turns into Lafourche Parish. So that's like how close those two parishes are. And like, I haven't heard that true Southern accent, you know, in quite a few years. And I'm watching, I'm like, oh, I miss that accent. Because that's how we really talk down in the South, not like how they make us sound on TV and movies. They so mess up our accent. And like how, like, especially whenever this whole thing came out with this whole event, like the news coverage, they did not say the last name properly. The proper pronunciation is Blanchard. And I even seen some of the coverage where the family's like, you know, it's not however they were saying it, it's Blanchard. I was like, y'all go tell them. But I know,
Got
like,
another FO while I was out and about in the dark.
who beans. But like, what's funny is that like I know like a lot of the Southern Louisiana last names are hard to pronounce because they're not pronounced how they're spelled, like
Like
Boudreaux,
Boudreaux,
Thibodeau,
Thibodeau.
Terrio, Petrie.
I think in New Orleans, a lot of the street names, like it was, You would think it would be pronounced like Calliope, and it was they said it Calliope or something like that.
Calcasieu, Voisin,
We're in the dark again. Lights came and
poor
went,
Granny
came
Dee.
and went, came. Oh, I guess y'all saw them flashing like crazy.
Hey, we may have some aliens and ghosts appearing tonight.
Here's my other tote that I felted. It's a bod tote. I am just chomping at the bit. Yesterday's RDAF recommended daily allowance of fiber was a bunch of wool that I want to make these totes out of. I just love making them. You make them huge and then you throw them in the wash and they shrink up and felt.
That's a pretty bag, Granny Dee.
Thank you. It was
Samantha,
made out of this Peyton's wool. Peyton, however you say it.
pretty. Talk yarn to me. Granny Dee, pick up that yarn and talk to me. Y'all know what song that I'm parodying? It's a Poison song. I'll give you that hint.
Oh, I don't know.
Talk dirty to me.
Oh,
But I'm changing it about yarn. I'm not trying to be insulted. I'm
please,
just saying the name of the
please.
song.
I don't even know how to talk dirty anymore.
But like whenever I was like in my teen years, like when the group Poison was really popular. Well, actually,
My
I
heyday
think I
was
was
the
younger.
70s music, like Southern rock and stuff. Leonard Skinner and ZZ Top, Charlie Daniels, all that stuff.
Because Poison was from the 80s.
But ELO, Electric Light Orchestra, oh man, I loved nearly everything they did.
But the funny thing is, like, it's like I listened to them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking, I think I got sidetracked from talking about. No, I was talking to you about this before the live. That's what it is. Some of y'all may have noticed that I made a post on like my first personal Facebook page, my Facebook group, and on my YouTube community page, all about this very Be Still Tumblr. And this very Tumblr, has so much meaning behind it. So some
You
of
told
y'all,
me you lost it, but then I forgot what you. Oh, the cat found it.
yeah,
Did you?
I'm about to try to briefly tell the
Oh, okay.
story. But I bought this Tumblr because I really loved it. It was beautiful. I love flowers, and I love the Bible verse on it. Be still and know. And I think that's such a powerful Bible verse. And it speaks like to me so very much. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Because you find a lot of peace and healing and comfort when you just be still.
Meditate,
Exactly.
pray.
And y'all probably noticing I'm all about the positivity, the warm and fuzzy feelings this year. And that's what all, like, whenever I talk about things, that's what my message is behind it. That's my purpose. Not about controversy or negative things. I want y'all to be all happy. Happy.
And I think I've heard a lot of people, really focusing in on the positive, which can be nothing but good.
It really is. It's healing. And it's something this world needs. Spread a little joy to other people. Let your friends know how much they mean to you. And that's something I've always had a hard time doing. Like it wasn't that like they didn't mean a lot to me. I had trouble vocalizing things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
Connie is finding her voice. And now
Yay!
y'all can't get her to be quiet.
And I didn't. I'm a very huggy type person and all that, and I've always told my girls I love them. Every time we talk. But I didn't do that with my brother, and he is such a bit blessing to me. And now, every time I see him before we part, I love you. And I was surprised that he said, I love you back. So, yeah, it's important to let people know how you feel about them now.
It really is. Because at some point, that person may no longer be there. Or maybe because you don't communicate with that person, it creates problems in that relationship, friendship, and it's all because of miscommunication. And that's something that I recently experienced with a friend.
Hmm.
And if we didn't finally start talking and communicating, we wouldn't have repaired the issues. And in the long term, it may have someday caused us not to be friends anymore.
Hmm.
Communicate with people important to you.
Right.
Let them know that they matter to you. And this is something I've learned the hard way through experience. And like even when I talk about God, I'm not talking about him to be preachy. I'm never going to tell you to go to church. I myself have issues when it comes to church. And that's something I've struggled with for the last 3 years. And I felt so much guilt over it. When I talk about
Me too.
God,
And I just don't get that. And I blame everything on my feet. But if I want to go to a yarn store, I'll by gosh get there no matter how bad my feet hurt. So I should do that with church too. And I don't.
but whenever I talk about God, it's all the good and warm feelings.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mean it from another place. And what it is I'm learning certain things through experience, certain things that I've struggled with so much of my life. And believe it or not, I mean, I know like some of y'all have trouble believing in God because you can't see him, you
My
know?
daughter is a non believer in her honey. And that has bothered me since she told me when she was in eighth grade. But what can you do? I just pray about it.
And I myself have had, I've been angry at God.
I think everybody has at some point or other, or
And,
several points in their life.
and that's where, like, if you really be still and let him in, he's magical. He really is.
I'm a believer in strong believer in prayer in numbers and miracles.
You will feel his
But I
presence.
don't judge people. Everybody does
I
what
don't
they
either.
do.
Whatever your beliefs are, I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just trying to bring some happiness and like those of y'all struggling with things, a coping mechanism. That's my intentions. So I
Mm-hmm.
hope nobody gets offended, because I know religion can be a controversial thing. Everyone has different beliefs, and that's not my intention, not at all. But I've learned God can move mountains. Some of my struggles that I've had so much of my life, I'm finally getting to a place of healing and overcoming them.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's all because of God. I really do. Y'all may believe have different beliefs on that, and that's okay. But I really want my experiences to help others. Because when you struggle with things, that those are topics that people just don't talk about. And there's no really coping, that goes on. So those feelings build up. And if you're like me, you stuff those feelings and they become toxic. They bring you down in so many ways. They can create health issues, which I'm speaking from experience here. You know, why do you think I have the issues I do? Why do you think I struggle with my weight? It all intertwines.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to deal with those feelings. And like for me, dealing with it, even though like some people maybe like some of the things that I talk about be like, why are you telling all these personal things? It heals me. I have to talk about it. I've learned that. You know,
And it may help somebody else.
and maybe that doesn't work for you because we're all different. But I do think things that I'm talking about are things that some of y'all need to hear. And I hope that it helps y'all in some ways. And if I can help somebody, then what I went through meant something. You know, there was a reason for it.
Yep.
You know, let's not live in the negativity. I mean, how many times that we put ourselves down, we think less of ourselves, that we're not worthy, but we are. We lose confidence. We lack confidence when it comes to those things. And when you can be confident, and I'm finally getting there in my life, it's awesome. It's an amazing thing. And like all these things are just happening to me all at once. And it's like what's going on? What's going on? But back to this cup. Um, I purchased it. I love this cup. And lately, y'all know how they've been having all those funny Stanley memes going on about that $40 cup.
I hadn't seen that.
It's been all over Facebook, and I've been sharing them on my personal page too. So, so I took one of those memes and started talking about this very cup. And 3 years ago, I lost this cup. It's been missing for 3 years. I truly believe that I left it behind at church before the big C hit and everything shut down. I even called the office, and they sent one of the people to go look for it, and they couldn't find it. I figured I had left it probably in the Sunday school class, and someone else stumbled across it and maybe put it in a cabinet or something, in a safe space, which when someone went looking for it, couldn't find it. I gave up of ever finding this cup. Somehow, Frank found this yesterday when he was cleaning behind the stove. I'm thinking Alley Cat must have knocked it over behind the stove. And you know how, like, certain areas, like behind big appliances, under furniture, typically most people don't clean them as often as they should. I'm guilty of it.
Because it's hard. Yeah. They're
It
heavy and
is because it's like you got to move this big thing, and sometimes you don't realize too, like that, like dust and stuff that collect behind appliances.
I worry
Can
about my dryer, like all the lint and stuff that, you pull out your lint thing, but some gets back down there, and even clothes that fall down behind.
can cause appliances not to last you as long. So it's something that we really should do, but I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all are like me, and it doesn't happen often. Those are the spaces I get
But the
missed.
cup was found, and you were joyous.
And Frank, like, it was inside this red plastic cup. And and I think when I came home from church, I probably put this cup inside of his and placed it on the counter. Not Allie knocked it over in a place that you didn't see that it got knocked over. And and because it was inside, he didn't even realize he found it. And this morning I noticed it sitting in the sink. And I see just like the top. And I'm like, I have a Pioneer Woman cup that kind of looks similar, but with the dark blue and flowers on it. But
Hmm.
the flowers have like a different coloring, and it's taller. And I was kind of like, I thought it was this cup, but I didn't want to get my hopes up. I go take a peep, and I'm like, this is the cup. And how that happened after I was just talking about it, and the important meaning of this cup, and the meaning of this Bible verse to me. And I was just like, oh wow, what a coincidence. And y'all ever notice how certain things, that chain reaction, the events that get set into place?
Yep.
And you're just like, which I'm going to talk about a lot of this in a video that I have scheduled to come out. Basically, once this live is finished, that video should be out about that timing. I scheduled it for 8 Central Time, 8 p.m. But one thing I failed to mention in that video, it has to do with my new lighting system. I think I mentioned it was a clearance item. It was the very last one in stock. Like it
Wow.
was meant just for me.
That's great.
And it's like, and then and then I've been having all these people do these really nice gestures for me, and I'm just like, why are people are doing all these really sweet things that mean so much to me, you know? And it just like, it almost brings tears to my eyes. I can feel like tears forming, whenever these type of things happen. They may not actually come down my face. I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we all have had something along those lines that have happened in our lives. That like
Sure.
moments that sometimes there's moments that you just can't explain, like just come out of complete nowhere. I love those moments. Those are special moments.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I don't think I answered your question yet, Samantha. My live next Tuesday, that's the third Tuesday of the month. That's when Kim with Kim's Crochet and Knits go live with me.
Oh, yeah.
Um, Now there is a chance something could happen where she may not make it, because my regular guest stars, sometimes life gets in the way,
She
and
was supposed to come on last night after me, but she couldn't make it, so she was going to come on tonight at 6, and I forgot with all the power stuff.
once a month is a huger commitment, and normally life gets in the way at some point. So
I
usually,
sure
like
hope my power comes back on again and stays on. It's going to get cold up in here tonight.
so like sometimes like if that happens, one or two things would probably happen. I'd either go live by myself, or if I know about it in enough timing in advance. And sometimes it depends on how I feel. Like I may be like I'm in the mood for a guest star, so I may try to find another guest star, and if I can, have a guest star. And then I may be like I'm more in the mood to go live by myself. So just go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm scared to know just how far behind I am in the chat.
Hey, just get where they are now. Say, hey, everybody, and get where
Well,
they
I,
are.
I do want to kind of skim over things too to make sure I don't miss anything
Sure,
important.
do what you do, girl.
Someone may have a question or something I
I
said
would
I
help,
missed,
but I can't. There's no way since I'm on my phone. I can't even see the chat.
but I am going to kind of skim over things more. So don't take it personal if I don't read your comment out loud. Uh, but anyone that has joined us that I have not greeted yet, howdy! Welcome, welcome.
Howdy.
Uh, Oh, Lisa says she's wearing her ET socks. And this is something funny. I don't think I ever told you guys this. Okay, whenever I was in the ET, you know what my job title was? Like they go by abbreviations. ET.
I
I
was
was
gonna
an ET, which means I was an alien because
say
ET is an alien.
cute alien. Weird
ET.
looking alien. I remember I had a doll. It was like a leather looking. Wasn't real leather, but that was crazy.
But one thing though is that like ET stood for electronics technician, and I'm not good with electronics. I so chose the wrong field when I was in the Navy. That's all I gotta say. I struggled. I struggled with it. I barely passed the schooling. And then actually when I got to my first duty station, they thought about putting me in another position because I wasn't catching on. And I studied a big time whenever I was in what they call A school, and I couldn't grasp it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I see the biscuit emoji and the aliens.
They're so
So
tiny, not just yours, everybody's. I can't tell
I
what they are. I'll have
know.
to get my magnifying glass and see them.
I,
I don't even know how to get emojis for my
it's
members.
hard to do because you got to take an image and make it tiny, and you got to get like that right size. And I
Hmm.
may like I know sometimes they allow you to add more. I need to see if I can add any more if I've gotten
Yeah,
to
I
that
heard somebody
stage.
say like the more subscribers or maybe hours or something, then you get more.
And I think too, I think like well I call it stitching alien members on my channel. Um I think the more you get of that, they add more to. I don't know. Like I set most of them up when I first got monetized. I think there was later on I may have added a
I
couple.
really want to have them for my subscribers, but I'm shoot. I'm so lost with technical stuff. It's
I like
ridiculous.
that name though, Stitching Aliens. All right, we have Tammy in the house. All right. Ooh, I'm seeing Granny Dee encourage Lisa with coping with yarn to start her channel. Awesome. And Melanie's here. Yes, it is my new lighting system. Um, Melanie, does anyone else find I sound muffled? I want to see if it's like in general or if it's like just on Melanie's end. Because I do think a lot of people are having issues with like internet power and stuff, which can affect all that type of stuff. But Mike, getting a better mic is on my list. I'm going to try to get that seen about the end of this month.
We can,
So,
yeah, good.
and I do think there's some connectivity issues and lagging when it comes to me and Granny D tonight. Um,
And I think that's anybody.
and another thing too, if y'all notice that my volume, especially on lives, is off, please bring it to my attention because sometimes, like, I've even seen it where I'm asking during a live, and then like all of a sudden, like I go back and I watch part of that live, or someone makes a comment like afterwards, and I'm like, okay, what yeah, I don't know if it's their end or if it's my end, but it kind of helps like me figure out more if I have an issue on my end.
Hmm.
Okay, so I was close. Diamond Ring Girl. I was saying, I think Joanne. It's Joan. I was close. Hi, Joan.
That's hard because sometimes it's Joan, sometimes it's Joanne.
I try to remember that Joan Jett. Uh, I love rock and roll. Who else loves that song?
Put another dime in the jukebox, baby.
There's another song by her too that I really love. Yeah, Crimson and Clover. I love that one. Crimson and Clover over and over again.
That's a
Oh,
cover.
we have Laura Lee in the house. Howdy.
Lorley, how you be? I
All right.
be in the dark. It's getting cold.
I agree with what Tank's saying. Howdy, Tank. Um, you can get church outside of a building, and you don't
Oh
have to be
yeah.
at church to have a relationship with God. And I'm learning that. That's something new
The
that I
term
am
church
learning.
is actually
because I've given
It
myself
means the
guilt trips.
congregation, the people, not the building
I've
so
given
much.
myself guilt trips over this last 3 years. I really have, because that's something I have really struggled with, because I haven't been to church since the big
You
C
know
hit.
why, too? I think a lot of we get so much fellowship with YT that
That
we
too.
probably don't feel the need.
And really, a lot of times Frank used to always make the comment, my YouTube channel and YouTube's my church. And in a
Right.
way, it's true. It really is.
Yep.
Um, but like I basically agree with what Tank's saying. Churches are broken, and what tends to happen is, people are human. Humans are broken, and then it just all comes to play, and churches become more broken, where there's issues inside a church. And certain things that go on, I find turn people away from church. I'll admit it, it's happened to me, you know, and it's like, I hope no one gets offended by what I'm about to say, but churches really need to take a deeper look at why people leave the church. And, they'll never be able to completely fix it, but maybe if they focused on that more, it would make it better. You know, that's just my little opinion, and it's okay if y'all have a difference of opinion on that. That's what makes the world go round. We're all different. And yeah, and if you love church, that's awesome. Whatever works for you. But a lot of times, like, I notice people, like someone don't agree with you. And like people, people don't tend to respect other people's opinions when they have a difference of opinion than what they do. And even though you may not agree with their opinion, respect. I feel like it needs to be respected. Agree to disagree. you know,
Right.
and none of us are wired the same way. And there's, me and Granny Dee, there's something we have a difference of opinion on.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what makes us human. It'd be a boring place if we all thought and were exactly alike. Okay, I'll get off
Yeah.
my soapbox.
Hey, what about crochet and knit?
Get your crochet and knit on. You know what's funny, Granny D? Okay, yesterday I put
Connie's
out,
making me, did I already say? She's knitting me an alien hat.
and
I
well,
commissioned her to make that, and she's going to make another too. I just have to figure out what it is.
and you know what's funny? Like lately, I've been noticing that I need to work on some of my techniques with color work. I think when I tested Regina with Morse Knitting's beanie, because I noticed things that she seemed to do better, like when her picture of how she knit it up. And I kind of was like, how do I get mine to be better? Like, and color work is one of those things that it takes time to get it down pat 100%. And some people have better techniques than others. And that is something I do plan to get into more on my channel, hopefully this year, as color work techniques. But I will be doing that Halloween Frankie knit beanie. I'm gonna do that tutorial and get that out to y'all for Halloween. Since
That's
I
such a
didn't,
cute, the Frankie scarf.
and that's, yeah, I love the scarf too that I did for crochet. But the
Yeah.
knit beanie, because I know like when I worked it up, I was disappointed. I didn't find I did a good job working it up. And I
No.
think maybe that's part of the reason I didn't feel so comfortable getting, but there were a lot of things, and a lot of it was I had too much going on at the time. And now I'm like so confused with the filming that I did that I just feel like I need to start over. But I do have intentions unless something unexpected happens that Halloween this year. So it's coming. But I lost my train of thought. That's what I call my brain malfunctions.
The aliens took it.
Yeah, they wanted to borrow it for a minute. But but yeah, like stuff like that is, I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I think you need to come out with a spaceship beating.
Yeah, Granny Dee was telling me that before the live. But I am working on improving my own techniques, with color work. And I was laughing because like when I designed the knitted alien beanie and compared to the one I'm making for Granny Dee, I find hers is coming out so much better than mine.
Well, the more you do something.
I'm learning. It's a learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Maybe one day I'll get them almost perfect.
They
But
are
yeah,
cute.
I am hoping I can get some more like color work, but I have some other ideas for patterns. Some of them are scarf patterns. Some of them will be beanies, but they'll kind of be in a different way. Y'all see. Um, I
What's
was
the
thinking,
difference between a beanie and a hat?
really, it's the same thing. But some things like something like this, I consider more of a beanie. But certain things, I like. Oh, what's a good example? What do you call that
Like a
page boy
fedora?
looking hat? I don't consider that a beanie. To me, that's a hat. I don't know, but it really doesn't matter. It's like some people call like soda soda, some call it Coke, some call it pop. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, let's see. Howdy, Lydia. And the funny thing, I think a lot of y'all are agreeing with stuff that I'm saying. Because sometimes I'm scared to say those things like on my channel, because I don't want to step on anyone's toes. And certain topics I avoid because it can be controversial. But in the but really the funny thing is there are a lot of faith-based Yorny channels. And I've never really heard any attacks on them. Oh, I'm so sorry, Christy.
What's
I'll
wrong?
I'll keep your best friend and you and kind of like those involved in my prayers. Let's see. I see some drops in the chat. Drop it like it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it's always hard when you lose somebody that's a loved one or someone you're close with. So I'm so sorry that happened to you and anyone else that's had that experience, which is probably pretty much all of y'all, if not all. Yeah, that's true too. Because sometimes whenever that time comes, they're out of their suffering and their pain. So, all right, Laura Lee, I hope you have a good evening and get those mushrooms on.
Mushrooms. Now you're talking. I want
I
the
used
good
to always
kind.
add mushrooms, like to most things that I cook. Like usually it tend to be onions, peppers, and mushrooms. Now it's more just onions and peppers. I find mushrooms go too bad and they're expensive. Oh,
Mhm.
Maritza's here. Howdy.
Who?
Maritza.
Hola.
Lisa wants to know if we used to run around saying ouch. I think she's talking about how I was an ET. No, I didn't go ouch. But I did stub my toe really bad probably about a week ago, and it still hurts. All right, well, I hope you have a relaxing evening, Cindy.
What time's it getting to be, dear?
What's that?
What time is it getting to be?
It's 7:15 Central Time.
Okay.
And if you have to like go or something, just let me know.
I'm good. I just was
All right.
curious because my phone is my timepiece right now.
Because normally, like, my lives are an hour and a half to 2 hours long, and usually they're usually about 2 hours now.
Yeah.
So, but I understand, like, if a guest star can't stay a whole full 2 hours, the show can go on afterwards if need be, if I'm not done. All right. Let's, I thought I missed something. No. All right. Oh, Rudy's here. Howdy. I think I just heard kind of my mic kind of act up just there. But yeah, I do need to replace it. Hey, Spring, how are you? And Spring's familiar with some of the Navy terms. Her husband used to be in the Navy.
In the
Um,
Navy. My dad was in the Navy. He just did 4 years and he hated every minute of it, he said.
but no, like it was
Only
like
reason he
ET.
did it was because he couldn't get a job. Everywhere he went, they asked, have you, done your duty? And then when he got out, he still couldn't get a job.
And what's funny is around the time that I was at A school in Great Lakes, Illinois, going through my ET schooling, becoming an ET to be closer to the aliens. That was close to the time Spring's husband was stationed in Great Lakes. And I always do wonder if maybe we ever like, you know,
We're at the same place at the same
yeah,
time.
like we ran into each other or maybe even possibly talked to each other once. But like I know when I see pictures of him, I don't recognize him. But you never know because you don't
Yeah.
remember everything.
How long did you stay in?
3 years. I was supposed to be. I had like a 4 year enlistment plus a 2 year extension. But when it comes to the military, you've got to stay in, under a certain weight. And y'all know I got issues in that department. But
Uh,
it was still an honorable discharge. But yeah, they're very funny about that. You got to meet certain physical requirements too. You got to run a mile and a half under so much time. And normally that
mm,
I barely would make. I'm not a strong runner.
mm-mm. I do
Not at
good.
all. Like how they say, run, Forrest, run. Connie's like, no, I don't want to run. Yeah, I heard someone else, Charity, mention that. It may have been you. And I haven't seen her lately.
Who's that?
Jen Reeves. She won a
Yeah, she's been
giveaway.
around. She was on my chat yesterday, I think.
She won a giveaway, and Charity's trying to make sure she knows about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was on my live yesterday. And I've seen her around.
And she may pop in before my live ends.
Hmm.
Let's see. Oh, Laura Lee. She says her knitting's not going too well.
Oh.
At least by the beginning of February, I will have some beginner knitting like lessons. It some of it may be some of me talking, and maybe a combination. It may just be a tutorial. it just kind of depends on. And any beginner knitting topics anyone wants to make sure that I do. Some of them are maybe already on my list, but maybe I haven't thought of it. Just drop me an email with your request for that.
Yeah.
Email, just another stitch. Let me put that up. And I always say to email me because Connie gets to forgetsies. Here it is.
So
Here
do I.
it is. Like a
Well,
lot of times
honey, I think I might go because I'm sitting here. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm kind of going.
well, if you need to go, I'll just continue on. I want to get caught up on the
Okay,
lot. I
I'll
mean, in the
be in the
chat before
chat.
I wrap things up. But have an awesome evening, Granny Dees.
I've enjoyed it.
Me too.
Y'all pray my power comes back on.
Be safe and stay warm because I know cold weather and bad weather's probably headed your way and most of our
Yeah, it's supposed to
ways.
be down in the 30s tonight, but it's supposed to be in the teens like next week. So yeah, it's not bad in here now, but anyway, I'll be down in the chat.
All right,
Love ya.
awesome. Yeah, because a lot of times, like, it's easier for me to catch up on the chat when I'm by myself. When I have guest stars, I get more behind, and I'm trying to work on that because I've decided that when I have a guest star, you won't typically see me do a topic. I think it's too much going on. I'm gonna do topics more when I'm by myself. So that's one change. And I have talked about this some on previous lives and videos, but that is something you're going to see it done a little different this year. Because I'm trying to work more on time management in my lives and to make my lives better, my videos better, make everything sparkle more. Bring on that sparkle. Okay, Lisa says, I keep redoing mine. I don't know how, but I keep adding stitches somehow. Hmm. See, I've never really had that problem with knitting, adding, having extra stitches. I find that, I experience that sometimes with crochet where like you add a stitch somehow somewhere that it's not needed or you miss a stitch. But with knitting, I don't know. I just always find like I knit into the stitch on the hook and it just boom, do all the stitches, time to turn or start the next round, and you just keep doing that. Now, yeah, fancier knitting, there's more involved, but like just your basic knit purl. So I don't know what's causing that issue for you. I don't know, maybe someone else that has experienced that might be able to help you. So if someone in the chat or someone watches the replay and you got helpful advice for Lisa, Luhu, please either let her know or let me know and I'll pass it on to her. I must be not be yeah, I don't think I'm too far behind. Everyone's saying bye to Granny Dee. Yeah, Lisa says we either getting rain or snow in Oregon. Yeah, and I think most areas is rain, snow, and cold temperatures coming. Oh no, Lisa. Yeah, a lot of people have been getting sick. And I've noticed too, like, people seem to be staying sick longer. It's like there's some, like, it seems almost like there's some nasty new bug out there. And I don't really know, what it is because I noticed. I don't know what I actually had, but I had kind of like the flu-like symptoms, and I would say like I stayed actually sick with like most of the symptoms for about a week, and then the next week it was like I had a lingering headache, and that fatigue lingered longer. It's like I'm finding like sicknesses, like how normally usually you get sick with the flu, it usually about a week and you're fine. Now it seems like it's like 2 weeks. And some people that I talk to, some of my friends, they're staying sicker longer than that, or it's like a yo-yo thing. Because I know a lot of people I'm getting concerned about with how long they've been sick. Oh, that's awesome, Gabrielle, right? You're inspired as Gabrielle, I think. And Cheryl's here. Oh, thank you. Now, one thing I still experience more issues at night, and I think this is more to do with my green screen. But y'all notice how like especially right here, there's like some kind of like black shadow. And if I adjust my settings to make it go away, I start disappearing. So it's hard to get that perfect. Because watch, I'm going to show y'all real quick what happens with that. If I can get my mouse to be where I need it. Okay. Like there's a fade button. If I go more to the left, you see how it takes over the that black shadow or gray shadow. If I go more this way, like hold on, let me get where I start to disappear more. But the more I go to the right, I disappear. And when you use a green screen, that's what happens. Look, I'm almost poof, I'm gone. Where am I? But that's, and it's hard to find that balance. But I love using green screens, especially on lives, because I think they're so pretty. Like all the pretty backgrounds you can use. And I tend to like doing like holiday backgrounds. Yeah, Lisa is a special kind of sort. Me and her have like this special friendship because like you put the two of us together, look out. And the Yarnaholics will be going live Thursday the 11th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time over on Krystal's channel. And the thing is that I have a feeling things will get crazy in the house with me and Lisa. And possibly Cindy Lou Who if she makes it. All right, we have Pamela here. How are you? She can crochet blindfolded, but I can't knit. And I'm the opposite. Because like I was challenged in that blindfold challenge that Marsha Lee did. And it was Krystal the Yarny Chicken that challenged me. And my challenge was like to do so many stitches. I think it was like 10 stitches. Blindfolded and knit and crochet. Crochet, oh my, it was a hot mess. Knitting, I missed one stitch. But with knitting, I can feel the stitches. So I know the feel of a knit stitch, but with crochet, I can't tell the feel, the feel of the stitches. But y'all gotta remember, I learned knitting first. I've been knitting about a year to a year and a half longer than crocheting. And really, I'm a baby with both of them. Because knitting is like, I think, close to 4.5 years. Crochet, it's 3 years. So I haven't been a yarny that long. Like a lot of y'all, it's been like 20 plus years. And I'm like, nope, not me. Oh, yeah, and I think it was you, Lisa, that challenged me on that Granny Square challenge. I don't remember. I think, was it blindfolded? I can't remember. And I was just like, I never made a Granny Square. I don't even know what to do. So how am I going to do it? I think it was blindfolded. And I was like, how am I going to do it blindfolded? That's why I never did that challenge. Granted, I did like do my first Granny Square which that's in UFO category, that blankie. And that was my own like a make along too. Now I need to kind of like, I know some people have been working on that Granny Square make along idea. I need to touch base with them, because I see some regularly post videos with their progress, but I need to kind of see if they need more time or to extend it, but I know mine won't be finished. And Gabrielle says counting stitches and crochet every row around helps. Yes, it does. And both in crochet and knitting. Now, knitting, I don't find I have to count per se as much, like especially when I'm doing the same stitch all the way across. But counting your stitches is very important. And the newer you are to the craft, count them stitches. Yeah, and sometimes, like new to knitting, it is a good idea to count stitches. Oh, we have someone that joined us in the chat. I think y'all remember Granny Dee. And Amy's here. Howdy. Hold on, I saw a hello to Barbara. Is Barbara here? If you are Barbara, howdy. Now, I only know of two Barbaras in the Yarny community. Barbara with Crochet Therapy and Crochet Delight. But I know she went a long time without doing videos, and I know she did come back. I don't know how actively she's posting videos. I feel bad. I haven't really you know, kept in touch on her channel as much as I would like to. But she's also a Barbara. Gabrielle says, I learned knitting first too, but have been doing both for years, and knitting is still easier for me. Knitting's easier for me. Lisa says her Granny Square blindfolded turned out 4D. And Lisa says crochet was easier to learn for her. And I find a lot of people say crochet was easier. I was backwards. It was knit for me. All right, Granny Dee, you have a good evening. Stay warm. If you get scared, hide under the bed. Oh, you goofed when you said Barbara. Okay. All right, guess what? It's a miracle. Guess who caught up the chat? Connie caught up her chat. It's a miracle. All right, let's see. I talked about Gypsy Rose. I talked about my lighting. Oh, one thing I didn't mention to y'all. Y'all should see some of these features. Let's play a little bit. Well, that's kind of like a multicolor. And you may see like my screen kind of go wackadoodle on you. Like, especially when I get to the green light, I'll disappear. Watch. That's more of a red light. That's the green one. Woo! That's the blue one. That's like kind of a yellowish one, I guess you would call it. This one's purple. This one's like a bluish color. Now we're back to red and green. Now it's like alternating. So that's some of the features I can do. Okay. This is the light that I've been using tonight. And I can also like go up and down with like how bright it is. Then I have it's kind of like an off-white color. Then, hold up. Yeah, that's like 3. Yeah, okay, there it goes. But that's some of the stuff that this light can do. And there's supposed to be a light, especially like for makeup tutorials. Well, I look like I'm disappearing again. Maybe I'm on the wrong mode. Yeah, I think that one's, no, I'm still, it's probably that it's getting darker. Let me see if I can get that adjusted for y'all. Okay, that's a little better. But there's like this makeup light, tutorial light, which I think will do wonders when it comes to filming tutorials. And I probably still haven't discovered everything. But like it comes with this little remote control. Um, it's one of the it also has a tripod that's like adjustable. Like you can do like the tabletop, you can like do it like where you're standing on the ground, like higher up. And I am wondering if I can get it to angle right where I can film tutorials overhead. We got to play with that because that's really what I really want to accomplish. I might have to get like one of those like extension thingies or a selfie stick to make that work where the camera's up above me so I'm not like hugging my tripod and stuff because that is awkward. It makes it hard to like stitch and it really slows me down too. But when I do tutorials, my hands shake too. That slow me down. So I think I'm always going to be kind of shaky and slow. But yeah, let's see. It's 5:35 in California, and I think it's the same time in Oregon. What Lisa's saying. All right, so I talked about that. I've talked about the weather. I talked about my Be Still cup. So I think I've covered everything that I wanted to talk about. At 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I have a new video coming up. It's basically a thank you for because of a blessing, which is my lighting, from a very special friend. But you kind of get to learn a little bit about the back history behind me and this friend and our friendship, and I think y'all will enjoy it. Let's see, tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. I'll probably try to film and put out a video talking about like my my crochet like stitch tutorial videos, and you might also see some maybe crochet techniques, stuff like how to change colors when you're crocheting or weaving in ends, techniques like that. And those you'll find on Wednesdays, hopefully, usually. But sometimes I might do the videos a few days late, or there may be weeks I just don't have the time to get them done. But that's the day I aim for. And basically, those videos, like I said, if you have requests for stitch tutorials, email me and let me know. But I'm just going to kind of explain what all you're going to see and, some different things. Kind of more of an intro video. But until I get my new camera, I'm not going to start the actual tutorials. But it's coming, and I will put everything to do with that in a playlist, so it's easier to find. Where like all the stitch tutorials and stuff like that is going to be on one playlist. Hey Diana, how are y'all? How are you doing? Howdy, howdy. I think we all do, Charity. She don't like to sew in the ends, and I don't like it either. And the funny thing is that like I force myself because I want to make certain things with different colors. But I have learned with crocheting, you can't always do this, but a lot of times you can weave in your ends as you're crocheting your stitches. And Bag O' Day shows that a lot, like with some of her stitch tutorials. I know on one of her new page or page boy, that's what it's called, page boy hat tutorials, one of the recent ones. I mean, she's like this big chunk, and I'm just like, 'cause I was wondering how the weaving in the ends would work on that poor, because I mean, you have a bill for the hat that sticks out, and you can see like what I call the the wrong side of your work. You know, the side that like people don't see. You know, like the inside of this beanie, no one sees that. It's on my head. But you don't want to weave your ends where they show like on the outside where people see. All right, have a good night, Christy. Yeah, I'm not going to be too much longer. I'm just trying to think of some channel announcements to make before I wrap up. So my next live, well, like I said, the Yarnaholics, Thursday evening, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on Krystal the Yarny Chicken's channel. And we're hoping all 5 of us will be there. But I have a feeling there's probably going to be 4 of us. Unless something happens between now and then. But that's what it's looking like. And it might be all 5. So it'll be nice if all 5 of us are there. It's been a long time since all 5 of us were together on a live. But like, I don't think we're gonna keep Thursdays. You know, we kind of pretty sure we know when we're gonna be doing our lives on a regular basis. But we're all trying to get together to find a better time that works better for everybody. Because Sundays in the afternoon, people had too much stuff going on. You know, some people it was family time. Some people, you know, stuff to do with their spouses. That's usually a day people want to get out and have fun. So that's what's going on with that. What am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something. And usually I am forgetting something. Like it never fails. I film a video. And even though I make notes of my talking points, when I finish that video, I'm like, oh man, I forgot to say this. Or you think of things that you wish you would have mentioned that you didn't think about before. Oh, one thing I noticed yesterday, I put out one video that was a crochet and knitting video where I talk about some of my pattern designs that are coming and show like whips, you know, whips and FOs. And it's a combination of crochet and knitting. And I'm like, okay, I have a crochet and knitting channel. That's like the main purpose of my channel. But I think Buddy outshines that. I did a Buddy News video just of him, and I'm laughing because I'm like, Buddy's getting more views than crochet and knitting. He's becoming a little star. I think he wants that spotlight. He comes around more. He was around at the beginning of today's live if y'all weren't there then. But yeah. All right. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Then I'll play my little thank you for my Stitchin Alien members and say my adioses. Let's see. Okay, everyone's telling Christy good night. Nighty night and sleep tight. All right, Cheryl says, I learned a knot that actually won't come out and it's so tiny you can't see it in your crochet. No more weaving ends. Are you referring to the magic knot? And I know there is a technique, and Barbara with Crochet Therapy did a tutorial on this, but I'm still kind of like, you got to kind of have that right tension to get it down too. I haven't actually tried to do it, but there's a way that you do like a magic knot where you tie in your new color. So when it comes time to change colors, it automatically changes colors where there's no ends to weave in. And if you can learn it, I recommend it. I mean, one day I probably will try to play around to try to learn it. But sometimes I kind of like to because you kind of like do some stitches and then kind of like have to frog a couple of stitches, get that knot in. And sometimes I'm like, that's almost just as much work as weaving in the ends. But most of the time, at the back, like, isn't something that shows. I carry them behind my work. But like I said, if the back is visible, you can't always like weave in your ends as you're working your stitches. Yeah, Diana, Granny Dee left a little early. It hasn't been that too long that she left, but her power's out and they're getting bad weather and stuff. So she got off early and kind of trying to save the battery on her phone too. Because really, I didn't think she would make it tonight because she had messaged me telling me her power was out. Yeah, I love what Lisa says. Yep, be there or be square. And it's funny, like I hear a few people that use that reference. And like normally whenever I say be there or be square, people look at me like, what are you talking about? But it was a line on, oh, I can't remember the TV show, but it was one of those like Valley Girl type TV shows. And one of the girls, like, made the quote, be there or be square. And I don't know, and I was young at the time, but it's always stuck with me. I remember that. Oh, no, Lisa, I don't want you to get sick. Lisa saying the yarnaholics might go down to 3 if she's sick. Gabrielle, check out Barbara with Crochet Therapy's channel. And I know she has a tutorial on it. I think it's called something to do with magic knot. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me do some searching. Yeah, I think, no, that's Bella Crochet. Okay, yeah, I think this is the one. She did this tutorial about 3 years ago. It's called Magic Knot Tutorial. That should be the one. And let's see, is there any way I can copy the link without like the video start playing? Because I would pull it up for you if it wouldn't back feed through the live. But you see kind of like a greenish kind of background, but then it has like kind of a whitish, like middle piece that's the background. You see like a purplish color yarn that connects knotted to like a light green yarn. And it's titled Tutorial for the Magic Knot. And it's 7 minutes and 42 seconds long. And all I did was I went to YouTube, searched, I typed Crochet Therapy Magic Knot. And the first thing that popped up for me is online yarn store. And the very next thing popped up that tutorial. And then right under Bello Coco also has a tutorial on this. But I really love Barbara with Crochet Therapy's tutorials. She is really good at explaining, and I find she's thorough. So yeah, go check her out. I love Barbara. She's my first Yarny friend and only one that I've met so far. She gave me the gift of Buddy Boy, my cat. Lisa's saying it might be called the square knot, but I'm pretty sure it's a magic knot. And I think the one that I just talked about, that I had just pulled up, is the right one. Hopefully I'm not mistaken. But if you really want that tutorial, just send me an email. And it might take me a few days to get back to you, maybe a week even. But send me an email and I'll try to get the link for you and put the link in the email. Oops. That wasn't right. And that's an old one too. Oopsie. That was from, I think, my birthday bash giveaway last year. All right. Oh, and speaking of which, if y'all don't know, there's still time to enter my 3-year podiversary giveaway. You have through the end of day Central Standard Time through the 14th to get your entries in. I will be doing the video and picking all the winners on the, well, I'm aiming for the 15th. And the video should be out the 16th unless something happens that causes me to be late. But the goal is the 16th at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And this time I'm going to try to make sure I set it up correctly for a premiere. It just kind of builds the excitement because although I'm not going to be live, it does open up the chat, like when it very first appears for the length of time of the video. But I don't know, I did something wrong when I posted the actual giveaway where it didn't like open the chat up and do right. But it wasn't a huge deal. You know, the video was still uploaded. But yeah, get y'all entries in on that. And there's a lot of amazing prizes, and I believe there's 28 chances to win a prize. So get y'all entries in before it's too late. But yeah, here's my email. It's on my About tab, and it's in like the majority of the description box of my videos. The only time it's not is if I had too much info to put in the description box and I had to find things to take out. And that's normally when I do pattern videos or lives because I'm using a lot of links. All right. But if one of my moderators can find that tutorial from Crochet Therapy I'm talking about, please post the link in my chat. All right. Have a good evening, Lisa. Okay, Cheryl's trying to find the short tutorial. Now, I'm not sure if you're a mod or not. I can add you real quick if you want to be a mod, Cheryl. But I do need to talk to you about some things to do with being a moderator. So if you would, and I still need to get with all my mods. So if you're someone I don't have your email address, and I think the only one right now is Chris, YTTP Chris. But anyone new that I would add as a moderator, I would need your email. And best thing to do is if you want to be added to a mod, email me let me know and I'll go over a few things to do with moderation. That way I know I have your email too, and then work on getting you added. Now, sometimes I have to wait till a live to add people because for some reason it won't come up when I search for certain people on YouTube, and that's normally people without channels. But yeah, because moderators can like drop links in the chat that are clickable if you're not a moderator. I mean, you can copy paste it, and go to the link, but you can't click on it. All right, let's see. Okay. And Cheryl saying something about a square knot too. Oops. I'm knocking stuff over. So just kind of like look at stuff to do with magic knot and square knot. But I know I use the magic knot a lot. Like if I start a new skein of yarn in the same color, I do the magic knot, and then there's no end there. And normally magic knot, in crochet, the magic knot is easy to hide. Knitting, it's harder to hide, and really they say you shouldn't knot things in knitting. But I know, there are a lot of people that still use knots in knitting. And these are people that are like experienced knitters and do like tutorials. So that's something that I feel like is more of a personal preference. Okay, Gabrielle found her channel. Awesome, awesome. Okay, I'm noticing Nightbot talking about the finished projects. I don't have that many pictures, and around the same timing is when I need to get the winner video out for my giveaway. I may not do a finished projects video for this month, but any pictures I get, I just put them all in one folder, and then when I do the next finished project video, I put them all in there. Unless something happens where I overlook a picture, and if that ever happens, just let me know. Just send me an email. I'll put it in the next one. All right. All right, y'all might hear a little back feed. I'm adding Cheryl as a moderator. And I got to pull the live up, so I'll mute it as fast as I can. But I basically know it won't let me add her by searching. Let's see. All right, you got your blue wrench now, Cheryl. But yeah, I do need to get with you on some stuff about moderation. But I really want to kind of just send an email out to all my moderators at the same time. It'll make my life easier, but you should get an email from me on that within the next 2 weeks. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Okay. Digo Diana just dropped the one by Bella Crochet on the magic knot. And she's saying there's several. Cheryl found the crochet therapy video under her playlist tutorials, but she's doing it different than I learned. And most of y'all know there's more than one way in both crochet and knitting to do the very same thing. There's different techniques. But if it's accomplishing your mission, that's the important thing. Cheryl's dancing in her blue dress. Awesome, awesome. All right. So I'm caught up now. So I'm going to wrap things up. So here's a big old thank you to my Stitchin Alien members. I still need to add Vicky, the Cat Mom's Crafts, I think, to my video. She recently became a member, so I'm working on it. again, thank y'all for being Stitchin Alien members. All right. So anyway, I hope everyone is having a fabulous yarny day. Be the light and always remember, be the best sparkly you that you can be. And be cool and be kind. Bye everyone. Connie's out. It's lifetime and knitting time. Bye.